What it is, guys, just Static here, and I'm not gonna lie, I just woke up from a nap, but I saw this video yesterday of Kai Cenat uploading, well, of course he did a stream, but then I saw him watch the re-upload video to YouTube, and it was about what I expected, so my predictions were, I'm not gonna say they're completely spot on, well, they kind of weren't, but for the most part, I was pretty correct in what was gonna happen, and I usually would show the clip, but it's more than a clip, it's a 10 minutes long, and Kai Cenat, and I use it too, but he used fillers in his words, so it'd just be weird for me to cut a 10-minute video. It just looked weird, so I'm gonna paraphrase about everything he said. Yeah, that's basically what I'm gonna do. I'm just gonna paraphrase everything he said, because it's just, the clip is too long. It's like 10 minutes long, even if I tried. So the first thing he wanted to talk about in his stream, or in the video, well, it was a stream, but in his video, was he genuinely wanted to give back to his community and had good intentions, which I 100% believe. You know, you hear about some people, and I'm comparing him to a rapper, what he's not. I'm comparing it to other celebrities where, you know, people say, oh, look at her, or look at him, he forgot where he came from, he think he better than us, and all that. So I props to Kai for actually trying to get back to his community and recognizing the area and the culture that raised him to be who he was and allowed him to succeed, and he wanted to get back, but it's just things got out of control because, you know, people are stupid, people are crazy, they got nothing better else to do. But then the second thing he said, which, you know, again, most people can agree, he didn't condone what happened, and he hit his audience that were watching that probably participated, not all, but some that probably are watching him, like, oh bro, I was there, I was getting sturdy on the car. What Kai said was basically like, hey, if you did any of that, you're not a fan of me. Like, it's one of those, you ain't a fan if you go and destroy stuff. You're not necessarily a hater, but you're not a good fan, right? No, you're destructive. That's not what we're about. You're not a fan. So again, that's something I agree with too. If I have an audience one day and I find out they're doing some shady or stupid shit, you're not a fan. That's not what I condone. The third thing he did was, you know, it's like what people are saying too. He finally realized how much power and influence he had on not only the youth, but just in general, which I'm gonna be real, I don't blame him for lowballing how famous he is to some extent, because there's this thing in news media in Hollywood where they kind of lowball and kind of play with content creators or influencers' name a little bit, like, oh, he's just a YouTuber, or he's just a TikToker, or he's just a streamer, right? So I don't blame him for some extent if he thought, you know, he probably thought maybe at most 100 to 300 people were gonna show up. I didn't think he was expecting 2,000 plus to show up. So, but yeah, he said next time he tries to do an event like that, he's gonna call up the right people. He's gonna hire the right people, call up the right people, and make sure everything is safe and fun. Which, you know, so far this response has been the best response. Like, if we're talking about best YouTube apologies, I think this is like one of the best, because he at least takes accountability for that. He's like, yo, I could have gone about this in a better way. And this is something I wanted to mention in my previous videos. I just keep forgetting, but the thing that I haven't seen a lot of content creators do, or even the news media do, was showing Kai trying to help some of the people that were in the riot, like not helping them as far as destructing, but there was a kid, I think he was like, I can't remember if it was a boy or girl, it doesn't matter, but there was this kid who was having a panic attack, and he was trying to sit down for her, like, hey, breathe, hey, where's your parents? He was trying to help her out.
Did she take medication? I don't know her. Are you okay? Take medication? Hold on, breathe. I know.
I just wanted to see you. I just wanted to be seen. I can't breathe.
Look, breathe. Look at me. Look.
Okay. Hi, she was so good. She was with us the whole time.
You have asthma?
And then there's a photo of him carrying a kid on his back, trying to get him somewhere. And I don't really appreciate the news media. Some content creators maybe haven't seen it yet, but the news media is like, oh, he's destructive, he's a bad influence on the youth, when he was just trying to get back to his community. And then even when the rioting was going on, he was trying to help the kids and stuff. So I just wanted to give Kai props to that too. And the thing that also made me mad about the lame ass, I'm just gonna call it the lamestream media, was that after this event happened, and it happens all the time, it's no surprise, but I hate when I see this, when news media's like, if I do something wrong, right, and I take off, let's say I do a robbery, right, or I end up deleting someone for whatever reason, right, the news media will then go talk to my parents. They'll pull up to my parents' address. They'll start like, oh, can I get an interview with you? Hey, how do you feel about your son doing this and that? And Kai's is like, hey, I can take the I can take the criticism, I can take it all.
Pause.
Right? Leave my family out of it. And apparently he was saying in this video that the people were showing up to his mama's house and she don't really live in New York. They gotta drive some ways to get to her. So I'm like, I just felt bad because that's one thing that happens when you get big and influence, that when you do something and people want to see you fail or they're trying to criticize you, they also want to bring your family down with you. They also want to bug your family. And I just feel bad for him in that instance. Like, leave the mama, leave any of his other family members out of it. That's why I can't stand mainstream media, man. I can't. That's why I go to alternative media to get news reports, unless it's like something really stupid, like, hey, there was a brawl, like Alabama brawl. I don't really see them sitting there fibbing and telling a lie about what happened in the Alabama brawl. But even then, I went and did my own research, but I'm getting off on a different tangent. But I just didn't like, when I heard that got me mad, because I don't like when news media do that. But the last thing he said was, of course, he got court dates and he was charged. So he was charged, but I think they allowed him, like, he paid bond, he got released. So now he has to go back, I think he said August 16th, back to New York for court dates, which I'm going to be real. Kai, I love Kai, don't get me wrong. I love the brother. I love seeing another black man win. I'm going to keep it a being with you. But Kai needs to stop telling people where he's going. And you don't need to, the audience does not need to know you're going back on which day. Just go back and do it. I don't need to know, oh, Kai coming back on August 16th? Oh, word, we're gonna pull up again. Like, no, like August 16th, if that is true, maybe he's fibbing. I hope he's fibbing. I don't know why he's telling people his court date. People do not need to know that. And the also thing, he said he won't be streaming for a little bit, which I thought how this was gonna go, and this is where I said I was somewhat wrong in my predictions. I thought how this was all gonna go is that they're gonna clear up their name legally and then do a full stream explaining what happened from beginning to start. But now I guess they're kind of doing PR a little bit, saying, hey, I don't condone this, blah blah blah. And now, not to say like Kai is doing this because he doesn't generally feel sorry what happened. No, I'm just saying, but he had to come out and at least make a statement saying, hey, for all you mainstream medias, for all these people think I had bad intentions, no, I didn't. I had good intentions. Stop lying on my name. Do more research. Which, props to Kai again. I hate when mainstream does that. Like, I'm going off on a tangent again, but I'm not. But I find it funny that some content creators do a better job at news journalism than some of these mainstream medias with more capital and money and resource to do so. But yeah, he said he's got court dates, and the way he was talking in his video, he was kind of implying that he ain't gonna be gone for a long time, meaning like he ain't gonna be locked up and stuff like that. So again, it gets me thinking that maybe he's just gonna pay a fine or something, or in a worse but slightly better situation than going to jail. He might get probation. I think it's just gonna be a fine. I think it might be a hefty one though, too. At first I thought it might be a middle in between. I think it might be a hefty fine, to be honest. But in a worst case scenario, in a worse but better case scenario, I think he will. If he has to pay a fine, I don't think he's going to jail. 100%. I don't think he's going to jail. I don't really see him getting probation either. I just see him paying a fine, but he might get probation too. Because I don't know, the way he's implying it could be many things. I interpreted it as he's just gonna have to pay a fine and he'll be back soon once this whole thing clears up. But who knows? But yeah, that was my Kai update video. He finally responded, and kind of trying to make this video short. I gotta film 2 more videos, but yeah, that's pretty much the gist of what his video say. I was just gonna paraphrase what he had to say, and yeah, hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you guys in a few.